Have you ever experienced your dog doing something so remarkable it felt almost supernatural? Maybe they sensed a visitor before they knocked, or perhaps they sat by your side exactly when you needed comfort, even before you realized you were upset. If so, you're witnessing a spiritual evolution that was foretold nearly a century ago by Edgar Cayce. Known as the Sleeping Prophet, Cayce is world-renowned for his 14,000 trans-state readings that accurately predicted the Great Depression and the shifts of nations. But his most intriguing, yet lesser-known insights involve our pets. Cayce suggested that dogs aren't just animals. They are conscious bridges between our physical and spiritual realms. He foresaw a time when dogs would awaken, serving as guardians to teach us about unconditional love. Today, we are going to dive deep into the Cayce readings to discover why your pet might be a disguised master and what their presence means for your own spiritual journey. To understand why your pet feels so human, we have to look at Cayce's unique take on the animal soul. In the readings, Cayce explains that most animals operate from a group soul. Think of this as a collective reservoir of instinct and consciousness for an entire species. However, Cayce dropped a bombshell. Human love has the power to change an animal's cosmic destiny. He taught that when a human pours intense, selfless devotion into a pet, they are literally pulling that animal out of the group soul. Through this bond, the animal begins to develop its own I am consciousness, a process Cayce called individualization. This is the moment a soul spark is born. Your love is literally the bridge that allows a pet to transition from a collective instinct to a persisting individual soul. Cayce often referred to animals as servants of the Creator. Unlike humans who are often blocked by ego and pride, animals live in a state of oneness. Because they lack the human ego, they are naturally attuned to the spiritual vibrations of the home. Cayce described them as natural spiritual antennas. They have the potential to sense energies and predict events because they are not distracted by the noise of modern life. He predicted that their hidden abilities would be reactivated during pivotal moments in history marked by global challenges, where they would act as energy cleansers, capable of absorbing and transforming negative energies to aid in our emotional healing. The Akashic Connection. How they know. One of the most frequent questions people ask is, how does my dog know I'm sick before I do? To answer this, we look at what Cayce called the skeins of time and space, the Akashic Records. Cayce described these records as the universal hall of records, containing every thought and intent ever manifested. While humans often struggle to access this information, animals are natively tuned into this frequency. Because a dog's mind isn't cluttered with bills or career stress, they remain in a fluid connection with the universal field. When they sense a change in your vibration, they aren't guessing. They are observing a change in the record that they are already a part of. This is why Cayce viewed them as natural psychics. They aren't limited by our five senses. They are responding to the energetic blueprints of our lives. We often think we are the ones choosing a pet, but Cayce's readings suggest a deeper, karmic magnetism at play. He taught that associations are not accidents. This means your dog was drawn to your specific vibration for a reason. In the Cayce philosophy, if your soul is going through a period of stagnation or grief, the universe provides a helper whose mission is to provide the frequency you lack. This creates a reciprocal loop. The dog receives the love energy it needs to individualize its soul, and you receive the unconditional service you need to heal. Cayce's vision suggests that many pets are spiritual anchors that keep us grounded during our most turbulent incarnations. If you feel a soul-deep connection to an animal, it's because your souls have traveled similar paths before. How do you know if your pet is one of these evolved souls? According to Cayce's principles, there are 3 signs. Sign 1, the intuitive guard. They sense unseen influences. If your dog reacts to empty space or displays a sudden, protective stance when no physical threat is present, they may be sensing spiritual boundaries. Sign 2, mirroring emotion. Cayce noted that advanced pets often take on the stress of their owners to help heal them. It is a form of sacrificial love. Sign 3, the knowing gaze. This is a deep, unblinking stare that feels like a silent conversation. Cayce suggested that in the new era, the communication gap between humans and animals would close through telepathic impression. The most common question, will I see them again? Cayce was clear on the law of attraction. He taught that love is stronger than death. If a bond has reached the level of individualization, that tether of the heart does not snap. Cayce hinted that these evolved souls often choose to reincarnate near their previous human companions. If you've ever found a new pet with the exact same quirks or knowing eyes as one you lost, Cayce would say that is no coincidence. It is the same soul spark returning to fulfill its mission of service to you. As we look at the world today, the rise of therapy dogs and the deep bonds we share make perfect sense. They are our partners in the evolution of consciousness. To nurture this, Cayce's advice was simple. Treat them as a soul. Recognize the divine spark within them. By doing so, you are helping a soul move forward on its eternal journey. As Cayce once said, the soul grows by giving, and perhaps no creature on earth gives as selflessly as the dog sitting at your feet right now. In closing, let's reflect on a final thought from the sleeping prophet. Cayce once said, "Spirit is the life, mind is the builder, and the physical is the result." Your pet is the physical result of a spiritual intent, the intent to love and be loved without condition. As you go about your day, take a moment to look at your pet through the lens of Cayce's visions. See them not as a pet, but as a conscious collaborator in your life's work. They are here to ground you, to heal you, and to remind you of the simplicity of the divine. If you felt a shift in your dog's behavior recently, or if you feel a connection that defies logic, know that you are part of a larger cosmic orchestration. You are helping a soul grow, just as they are helping yours. Thank you for joining me in these Cayce Reflections. May your bond with your animal companions be a source of constant light and spiritual awakening.